You may not see anything that you have right now. So whatever you have, be happy. So you have to make up your mind. Whatever comes or whatever awaits is what I deserve or what I craved for. It stood there. It was very quiet, expecting again something to happen tomorrow. Hello, hi, namaste, and welcome to Vidhyaashram, first grade college, the Temple of Excellence. I am Nandakishore, Faculty of English in Vidhyaashram, MYSURU. In my previous session, I had discussed about one of the processes named as the filtry prescribed to first semester B.Com and B.B.A. MYSURU University students. In today's session, I am going to continue the same prose in session 2. So let us see what has happened to the tree, the fig tree, after it falls. Let us see what happens in today's session. This is just a picture for reference. This is a clear picture. This is the fig tree. You can see this is how it looks. The Christmas tree, so-called. And let us start with the prose. Remember, in my previous class, we had seen that the fig tree wanted to become a Christmas tree and it was craving for the time of Christmas, and the time has come and it was the first tree to fall. As the axe cut through the stem and divided the pith, pith is nothing but the stem, the bottom of it, and tree fell with a groan to the earth, conscious of pain and faintness and forgetting all its expectations. It expected to be something else and forgot all its anticipations of happiness and sorrow at leaving its home in the forest. It knew that it should never again see its dear old companions, the trees, nor the little bushes and many colored flowers that had grown by its side. Perhaps not even the birds. Who knows? So you may have to forget or leave, or you may not see anything that you have right now. So whatever you have, be happy. You may not even have it. You may lose it, even what you have. So be happy with it. Neither was the journey at all pleasant. It says, who knows, even the journey would be so unpleasant because it is in such a pain here. And then it tells, the tree first recovered itself while being unpacked in the courtyard of a house. It says, somehow it convinced, saying, okay, I'm going to be happy somehow. I'm going to be pleased. Where once it is unpacked in the courtyard with several other trees. So it says, okay, there are other fools as well like me who had everything and gave up. Yes, they are my companions. And it heard a man say, we only want one. Now it says, we don't want all the fools. We don't want a bunch of fools. Now, we only want one. And this is the prettiest. And it says, this is the prettiest. Then came two servants in grand livery. Grand livery is a uniform, right? Where they dress up to cut trees or to arrange something. And carried the fig tree into a large, beautiful apartment. On the walls hung pictures, and near great stoves stood great china vases with lions on the lids. The Chinese maybe the arts, right? Terracotta pots, or it could be even the pots made out of mud. There were rocking chairs back and forth which rocks. Silken sofas, large tables covered with pictures, books, and playthings worth a great deal of money. At least the children said so. You may have to leave everything and go on to a new land and believe whatever they tell. The same kind of experience is experienced by fig tree. And then it says, then the fig tree was placed in a large tub. Remember, it has no roots to plant it again. It is chopped off. It is completely flat now. And you take this fig tree and you cannot lean it against the wall. It will fall either way. So what they do, they take a large tub full of sand. They're going to plant it, sort of like where it stands, full of sand. but green baize hung all around. Baize is like fabrication, right? It's a piece of cloth, right? Which is covered on the mud. Okay, they will just put it as a sort of a grass. It looks like grass, but it doesn't. It is a cloth hung all around it so that no one could see it was a tub. So that nobody can see it as a tub. And it stood on a very handsome carpet. How the fig tree trembled. Now it is like, it's shivering. It's trembled, shocked. What was going to happen to him now? Now the blood is pumped. Some young ladies came and the servants helped them to adorn the tree, dress up or decorate the tree. How? On one branch, they hung little bags cut out of colored paper, and each bag was filled with sweetmeats. Sweetmeats like cakes, plum cakes. From other branches hung gilded apples, golden apples, painted in gold color, and walnuts as if they had grown there. It looks perfectly, and it seems to the viewers or the watchers as if the fig tree had grown all these things in its branches. And above and all round were hundreds of red, blue, and white tapers. The candlesticks, there were candlesticks hung, which were fastened on the branches. Dolls, exactly like real babies, were placed under the green leaves. The tree had never seen such things before. Now it is giving, my God, I'm seeing something new. And at the very top was fastened a glittering star made of tinsel. It is sort of like a glittering stuff, wire, sort of like bushy thing. So the star was made out of it. It is shining star. And it is so happy. It says, okay, something is happening today. The way people do, they convince themselves that they are going to land in a better place. So whatever happens there, they convince themselves, okay, this is what I expected, maybe even more, but I'm getting this much. I'm happy. Even if you are in pain, you would convince, because you know you have already lost people, you have already lost your profits or anything you had, and you're not going to get back those lost things. What is lost is lost. You are not going to get it back. So you have to make up your mind. Whatever comes or whatever awaits is what I deserve or what I craved for. So now this is all looking shiny and appealing to the fig tree. But will it last longer? We'll see it. Oh, it was very beautiful. It says it was very beautiful. This evening, they all exclaimed. It's very beautiful this evening. And all exclaimed, how bright it will be. Oh, that the evening were come, thought the tree. And the tapers lighted, the candles were lit. Then I shall know what else is going to happen. Will the trees of the forest come to see me? Now it is acting foolishly. Can a tree come to see the other tree? Will a person who is hurt very badly by you or from you, will he come back to see you? Possibly not. The same way, will the trees of the forest come to see me? I wonder if the sparrows will peep in at the windows as they fly. Will they notice me? Because that is what you crave. You crave for the attention of people. By the people, of the people, from the people. Because that is what you want. You want people to recognize you, wherein you know it, that it would happen or it may not. It would not. Who knows? Shall I grow faster here? Now it is questioning. They have planted me there. They have put me in the tub. They have put the mud around, the sand. Am I going to grow even faster here? I don't know. And keep on all these ornaments, summer and winter. Now it is saying, am I going to wear these ornaments throughout the season? the year, the calendar year? Is it going to happen? Let us see. But guessing was of very little use. It made its bark ache. Bark, maybe the branch, right? Where the outer skin of it ache, pain. And this pain is as bad for a slender fig tree as headache is for us. He says, headache is horrible pain. Yeah, and then you cannot tolerate it. The same way, even its bark ached. At last, the tapers were lighted, and then what? Glistening blaze, glittering, yes, confused state of light the tree presented. It trembled so with joy in all its branches that one of the candles fell among the green leaves and burned some of them. Some of what? The others. Maybe the candles, or maybe even the grass, or maybe it could be even the papers which they hung. Now it says it burned others. Help, help, exclaimed the young ladies. But there was no danger, for they quickly extinguished, put off the fire. Right? They are going to put off the fire. But here, the tree, the moment it saw this fire, the blaze, yes, it trembled, it shook itself, and one of the candles fell, and it burned some other things, and they somehow managed to put off the fire. After this, the tree tried not to tremble at all. Now it knows that it is not going to tremble, and it stood very firm there. Though the fire frightened him, he was so anxious not to hurt any of the beautiful ornaments, even while their brilliancy dazzled him. Yes, it gives such a view, enthusiastic, superb, majestic. It did not shake itself. And now the folding doors were thrown open, and a troop of children rushed in as if they intended to upset the tree. Now, the rush, they just dashed in. They were about to collide against the tree, but they stopped. And what happens? They were followed more silently by their elders. For a moment, the little ones stood silent with astonishment. They are like, oh my God, beautiful, gorgeous, outstanding. It looks so good. What is looking so good here? The tree, the fig tree. And then they shouted for joy till the room rang, and they danced merrily round the tree, while one present after another was taken from it. One present after another was taken. There were a lot of presents kept around, and they were taken by other people. And then what happens? What are they doing? What will happen next? Thought of it. At last, the candles burned down to the branches and were put out. Everything is done. Christmas got over. Then the children received permission to plunder the tree. Plunder is to destroy, just break down the branches there. Everything is done now. Christmas is done and dusted. So they want the permission from their parents to break down this tree. Oh, how they rushed upon it till the branches cracked. They're going to crack it, break its bone, right? The way the human bones are broken. And had it not been fastened with the glistening star to the ceiling, it must have been thrown down. They just put it down, broke it, shattered. The feelings were shattered. And then the children then danced about with their pretty toys, and no one noticed the tree except the children's maid, who came and peeped among the branches to see if an apple or a fig had been forgotten. Something is left out here. A story, cried the children, pulling a little fat man towards the tree. So they pulled out a fat man and told, tell us a story, tell us a story, tell us a story. What happens next? Now we shall be in the green shade. The fat man says, now we shall be in the green shade, said the man, as he seated himself under it, and the tree will have the pleasure of hearing also but I shall only relate one story. Now he says, I'm going to narrate only one story. What shall it be? Now it says, I'm going to narrate only one story. Which one should it be? The man says, Ivede, Avede. It looks like a Malayalam word, but this is also one of the fairy tales. Yes, Ivede, Avede, or Humpty Dumpty, who fell downstairs but soon got up again and at last married a princess. So the children, they wanted Ivede, Avade, or Humpty Dumpty. So Ivede, Avede cried few or cried some, Humpty Dumpty cried others, and there was a fine shouting and crying out. Few children, they wanted to hear Ivede, Avede, and a few others Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty is a story where an egg is a main character. Remember? And he falls down and he happens to marry the princess. That's how the story is. So which one will this fat man narrate? This could be asked for 1 mark. What is the story he narrated? Yes, and Humpty Dumpty. Be careful. Next, but the fig tree remained quite still. Now he is quiet, very silent, still now, very firm, and thought to himself, shall I have anything to do with all this? Now it is questioning, my God, have I got something to perform, or have I got something to do with this? But he had already amused them as much as they wished. Now he says, yeah, of course, people have taken pleasure out of me. They have enjoyed watching me, seeing me. Then the old man told them the story of Humpty Dumpty, which is the story narrated by the old man, Humpty Dumpty. How he fell downstairs and was raised up again and married a princess. He falls down the stairs and gets up, recovers himself, and then marries the princess. And the children clapped their hands and cried, tell another, tell another. Now we want to hear another story. Very clever children. For they wanted to hear the story of Ivede, Avede, but they only had Humpty Dumpty. The fat man, the little fat man, he never narrated this. So the only story he narrated was Humpty Dumpty. Next, what happens? After this, the fig tree became quite silent and thoughtful. Never had the birds in the forest told such tales as Humpty Dumpty. Now it is wondering, nobody told me such story. My God, I'm so pleased, so blessed. I heard a story in my lifetime for the first time here. Who fell downstairs and yet married a princess? Fell downstairs, who collapsed, but still rose and married a princess. Ah, yes, so it happens in the world. So it is going to happen for sure. Now it is confirming, it is trying to convince itself. Thought the fig tree. He believed it all because it was related by such a nice man. Told in such a way by such a nice man. Ah, well, he thought, who knows, perhaps I may fall down too and marry a princess. Now the fig tree, look at it. Foolish tree, will it marry a princess? Is it possible? Extreme foolishness. And then it says, and he looked forward joyfully to the next evening, expecting to be again decorated, yes, decked out with lights and playthings, gold and fruit. What happens? Tomorrow I will not tremble. He says, tomorrow I'm not going to tremble. Thought he, I will enjoy all my splendor and I shall hear the story of Humpty Dumpty again. He thought this would remain or repeat tomorrow as well. It's going to be the same way. The story of Humpty Dumpty again, and perhaps Ivede, Avade, who knows? Maybe along with this story, even the story of Ivede, Avede. And the tree remained quiet and thoughtful all night. It stood there, it was very quiet, expecting again something to happen tomorrow. In the morning, the servants and the housemaid came in. Now they have come. We don't know what is going to happen. We don't know whether there will be a new Christmas or a new day yet again to please the fig tree. You have to wait till the next session to know what happens to the fig tree. Will there be another day of surprise, or will it be full of disappointment? I'm going to meet you in my next session. Session 3, I'm going to discuss what is going to happen to the fifth tree later. Until then, keep reading. Have a good day.